Tip number 321 from the book 501 Contractor Tips. Do not install damaged materials in a building. I cannot tell you how many contractors I have worked for, and including some of my own problems, where you have a board and you're thinking, oh, wait a minute, maybe I shouldn't put this in, or I got to put it in. It's only, if I go down to the store, it's going to take me, half hour, an hour to go replace this thing. I'm just putting it in. No one's ever going to notice it. And there are some things you can do this with. I understand there are some things you cannot do this with. For example, a large ridge beam. Nowadays you see a lot of these beams. They're paralams, glue lams, some type of fancy lam, man-made engineered lumber. But I cannot tell you how many ridge beams I have had to replace in the past for because they were warped or twisted or they were checked and cracked. Just brutal, when it comes to somebody, working on these tracks, and you got to get this stuff done. You don't want to wait around for somebody to bring you another beam, or worse than anything, the beam was straight when you put it in, but it warped and twisted over time and now needs to be replaced. Just one thing, bathtubs. I remember one time I had a bathtub that had a little chip in it. The chip was probably, I'm guessing, 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch. And I go, something like that I think could be finished real easy. It couldn't. It cost, I think, another $150 to fix the bathtub. And that was to have somebody come out and just put a little bit of paint on. It was a joke. I should have just replaced the bathtub. I should have never installed it. Now, if you're doing this for yourself and it's your own home, knock yourself out. If it's somebody else's home, think twice. And again, some of you I don't have to say, because you're not going to do it. You're going to replace it if it's got a little bit of damage. Others, you're just going to put it in anyway. I mean, I get stuff. The other channel that I have, Greg Van Com on YouTube, is I get messages. I cannot tell you how many messages I get, and I'm not making it sound get 1,000 messages, but I'm saying I probably get at least a minimum of 2 a month of a problem that someone had because a contractor installed something they should never did something incorrectly. And when it comes to a mistake, a simple mistake that someone makes, that's one thing. But when it comes to installing something and creating problems with that installation or the materials used, that's something else. And if you're the kind of contractor that's just going to go through and wing it and the customer, that's nothing wrong with that. Well, eventually you're going to run into somebody one day. And I can tell you this for a fact, it's going to cost you a lot of money, or it's going to cost you future referrals. And quite possibly, if you live in a small enough town, you'll be out of business.